The coastal town of Harmony Cove was known for its tranquil beaches and picturesque sunsets. On a crisp autumn evening, Emma and Liam, a retired couple, decided to take a leisurely stroll along the shore, their footsteps crunching softly on the glistening sands. As they walked hand in hand, the sky transformed into a canvas of fiery oranges and deep purples. It was a perfect night for stargazing. Emma, a lifelong lover of astronomy, carried a small telescope with her. As the couple reached a secluded spot where the sound of crashing waves was their only companion, they set up the telescope and pointed it towards the heavens. Emma peered through the telescope, scanning the night sky for celestial wonders. Suddenly, a flash of light caught her eye. She adjusted the telescope's focus and gasped. There, hovering in the sky, was a massive craft, unlike anything she had ever seen. It was a massive, dark, metallic structure with angular protrusions and eerie blue lights that danced along its surface. The UFO hung ominously in the air, casting an eerie shadow over the beach. "Liam, look at this," Emma exclaimed, beckoning her husband to the telescope. Liam rushed over, his eyes widening as he saw the monstrous craft. The telescope revealed every intricate detail, from the menacing angles of the craft's hull to the faint hum of its propulsion system. The craft appeared to be approximately 100 feet in diameter, with numerous intricate metallic appendages jutting out in all directions. It was suspended about 500 feet above the water's surface, its dark presence a stark contrast to the serene surroundings. Fear gripped Emma and Liam as they watched the massive UFO. The sheer size of the craft and its ominous appearance filled them with dread. They felt like ants beneath the gaze of an otherworldly giant. As the minutes ticked by, the UFO began to descend, its eerie blue lights bathing the beach in an unsettling glow. The ground beneath them vibrated with a low, resonating hum that sent shivers down their spines. Emma and Liam clung to each other, their hearts pounding in their chests. With a surreal grace, the craft landed on the beach, displacing sand and sending a shockwave rippling through the air. The sand around the craft's landing gear sizzled and smoked from the intense heat generated by the craft's descent. The craft's landing struts, which measured a staggering 10 feet in height and ended in sharp metallic points, sank into the earth, leaving deep, foreboding impressions. The couple watched in paralyzed terror as a hatch on the underside of the craft slowly creaked open, revealing an ominous, dimly lit interior. A ramp extended from the doorway, touching the ground with a metallic clang. At the top of the ramp stood a tall, hooded figure, obscured in shadow. "Emma, we need to get out of here," Liam whispered urgently, but their legs felt heavy, as if rooted to the spot, unable to break free from the magnetic pull of the unearthly spectacle unfolding before them. The hooded figure descended the ramp with an eerie grace, its elongated fingers extended in a beckoning gesture. The figure's hood obscured its face, leaving only a faint bluish glow emanating from within. As it approached Emma and Liam, they could see that it was exceptionally tall, standing at least 7 feet high. Emma's heart raced, her breath coming in shallow gasps. She clutched Liam's hand as they stood before the enigmatic being. They felt a strange sensation wash over them, as if their very thoughts and emotions were being drawn into a cosmic whirlpool. The hooded figure extended its hand, revealing long, slender fingers with an otherworldly luminescence. Emma and Liam hesitated for a moment, their fear warring with an inexplicable sense of curiosity. Finally, they tentatively reached out and touched the being's hand. In that instant, their minds were flooded with a barrage of images, emotions, and thoughts. They saw visions of distant galaxies, the birth and death of stars, and the intricate web of life that connected all living beings. They felt a profound sense of unity with the cosmos, an understanding of the universe's infinite mysteries. The being's thoughts conveyed a message of harmony and preservation, a plea for humanity to protect and cherish their fragile planet. Emma and Liam's fear melted away, replaced by a profound sense of awe and enlightenment. As quickly as it had appeared, the hooded figure retreated into the UFO, which began to ascend with a deafening roar. The craft's metallic appendages retracted, and the massive structure ascended into the night sky, disappearing into the darkness. Emma and Liam stood in stunned silence, their hearts and minds forever changed by the awe-inspiring and terrifying encounter they had just experienced. The UFO had left its mark on Harmony Cove, a haunting reminder of the mysteries that lurked beyond the stars. Detective James Mitchell had always been a no-nonsense cop, unflinching in the face of danger. But one fateful night in the heart of Metropolis would put his courage to the ultimate test. It was a sultry summer evening, and James had taken his usual patrol route through Central Park. The moon cast an eerie glow on the park's foliage, creating deep shadows that seemed to hold secrets of their own. James, a seasoned detective, had seen it all, or so he thought. As he strolled past the park's tranquil lake, his sharp eyes caught a glimpse of something unusual in the night sky. He squinted, then froze in his tracks. Hovering above the park, like an ominous omen, was a colossal UFO. The craft was a monstrous behemoth, casting an eerie, sickly green light that bathed the surrounding trees in an otherworldly glow. It resembled a nightmarish fusion of metal and bone, with jagged protrusions that gave it a menacing, organic appearance. It hung in the air, low enough to make out every terrifying detail, yet high enough to defy comprehension. The UFO's size was nothing short of monstrous. James estimated it to be at least 200 feet in diameter, with a looming, twisted structure that defied all known aerodynamics. It was an affront to the laws of physics, a grotesque mockery of earthly technology. As the craft hovered, its malevolent presence sent shivers down James's spine. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy, and the park's wildlife had fallen eerily silent. The very atmosphere seemed to rebel against the intruder from the stars. Inch by agonizing inch, the UFO descended towards the park, its green lights pulsating like a diseased heartbeat. James, unable to tear his eyes away from the nightmare above, fumbled for his radio to alert his fellow officers. His call for backup was laced with a tremor of fear. The craft landed with a bone-jarring thud that reverberated through the park, sending tremors through the ground and causing nearby windows to rattle. A hot gust of wind, tainted with the acrid scent of burning vegetation, swept through the area. The ground beneath the craft's landing, struts sizzled and smoked, as if scorched by an otherworldly fire. Fear gripped James as he crouched behind a park bench, his gun drawn but trembling in his hand. The hatch on the underside of the craft creaked open, revealing a dimly lit interior. A ramp descended with an ominous metallic groan, and out stepped a figure, cloaked in shadow. James's pulse quickened as he watched the hooded figure approach. It moved with an eerie, fluid grace, its form concealed by the shadows of the hood. As it drew closer, James could see the faint glow of its turquoise skin, an unearthly luminescence that seemed to pulse with its own inner light. Liam, his fellow officers, arrived on the scene, their guns at the ready. But as they beheld the enigmatic being, their resolve wavered. The figure stood at least 7 feet tall, its elongated fingers extending from the sleeves of its hooded cloak. It emanated an aura of both danger and intrigue, like a predator that could just as easily be a savior. James, his heart pounding, approached the being cautiously. He saw something in its eyes, a glimmer of intelligence and curiosity. Without a word, the being extended its long, slender hand, the skin shimmering like a pool of liquid moonlight, torn between fear and fascination. James reached out and touched the being's hand. In that instant, his world exploded into a kaleidoscope of sensations. He saw visions of advanced technology beyond human comprehension, glimpses of distant galaxies, and the raw power of the universe itself. The being's thoughts flowed into James's mind, a torrent of knowledge and enlightenment. It conveyed the potential for peace through cooperation between civilizations, the boundless opportunities of exploration, and the need for humanity to rise above its baser instincts. The encounter left James and his fellow officers forever changed. Their worldviews expanded beyond measure. As the hooded figure retreated into the UFO, which ascended into the night sky with a deafening roar, James knew that he had witnessed something both terrifying and transcendent, a cosmic encounter that would haunt his dreams and reshape his reality forever. Dr. Maya Thornton had dedicated her life to the study of astrophysics, seeking answers to the deepest mysteries of the universe. On a cool autumn night in the remote town of Willowbrook, her relentless pursuit of knowledge would lead her to an encounter that defied explanation. Maya's observatory was perched on a hill, overlooking a vast expanse of untouched wilderness. She had always been drawn to the tranquility of the night sky, and tonight was no exception. As she peered through the powerful telescope, her heart skipped a beat. A colossal UFO hung in the starry canvas above, casting an unsettling blue glow over the landscape. It was a formidable presence, with a design that seemed to defy the laws of physics. The craft's dark, angular hull bristled with mysterious protrusions, and its eerie lights danced along its surface, illuminating the night in an unsettling radiance. The UFO's size was staggering, measuring at least 300 feet in diameter, with intricate metallic appendages that stretched out like the gnarled limbs of some cosmic creature. It hovered in the sky, its bottom barely 1,000 feet above the ground, a looming enigma that dwarfed the tallest trees in the forest. As Maya observed the UFO through her telescope, her hands trembled with a mixture of awe and fear. The pulsating blue lights, seemingly alive, cast eerie shadows on the trees below. The night was filled with an unearthly hum that reverberated through the observatory, setting the delicate instruments vibrating in response. The UFO began its descent, slowly lowering itself towards the forest below. Its colossal size and unnatural presence filled Maya with a dread she had never known. She knew this was an encounter beyond the scope of scientific understanding. The craft landed with an earth-shattering thud that sent shockwaves through the forest, knocking over trees and shaking the ground. The craft's landing gear, resembling metallic legs with sinister, serrated ends, sank into the earth, leaving deep, ominous impressions. Maya, her heart pounding in her chest, ventured outside the observatory. She was drawn to the UFO, her scientific curiosity overcoming her fear. The craft's hatch opened with a deafening metallic screech, revealing a dimly lit interior. A ramp extended, its surface covered in strange symbols that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. From the darkness within the craft emerged an enigmatic being, cloaked in a hooded robe that seemed to ripple with iridescent colors. As the being descended the ramp, its hood obscured its face, leaving only a faint, ethereal glow that emanated from within. Maya watched in awe and trepidation as the being approached. It stood at least 8 feet tall, its long, slender fingers extending from the sleeves of its robe. The being moved with an otherworldly grace, like a dancer navigating the boundaries of reality. Maya's scientific training had prepared her for many things, but nothing could have prepared her for this moment. She felt a magnetic pull, an irresistible force, drawing her closer to the being. With trembling hands, she reached out and touched its hand. In that instant, a flood of sensations overwhelmed Mia. She saw visions of distant galaxies, the birth and death of stars, and the intricate tapestry of the cosmos. She felt a profound connection to the universe itself, as if she had become a part of its grand design. The being's thoughts intertwined with Maya's, conveying a message of cosmic significance. It spoke of the infinite possibilities of exploration, the interconnectedness of all life, and the urgent need for humanity to protect and preserve their fragile planet. As swiftly as it had arrived, the being retreated into the UFO, which ascended into the night sky with a thunderous roar, leaving Mia standing in the presence of the unknown. She knew that her encounter with the enigmatic being had shattered the boundaries of her scientific understanding, forever expanding her perception of the cosmos and her place within it.